Hello Physics 1111 class. In this video, I will give you a brief introduction to the course and discuss the syllabus that is important for you to know. So first of all, welcome to you all. I'm excited to start a new semester and have the opportunity to work with you. This is our Physics 1111 course, introductory physics course based on trigonometry and algebra math. So this shouldn't be a very challenging course in the sense of math. My name is Jorge Villavargas. You can call me Dr. V if that's easier for you. And I am a physicist that have been teaching this course for 6 or 7 years in a row in Georgia Southern University. If you haven't done it yet, please don't forget to sign your attendance in the folio courses. You have to sign attendance in both the lecture section and the lab section of the course. It's very important that you sign in both folios, the lecture and your lab sections, because if you don't sign in both sections, the system will automatically drop you from the course. So you probably will be asking yourself, why are you required to take a physics course? Well, physics is one of those fields of knowledge that set the base for other areas of knowledge. If you are a biologist, for example, all living creatures are electric machines. We all work with a brain that is driven by electricity. Our muscles act by electric stimulation, and electricity is one of the fields of physics. If you are in sports science is all about motion. So all the principles of biomechanics, forces, motion, rotation, are principles that you will learn in this course as well. If you are in the area of engineering, engineering is all about structures such as buildings and bridges, and the equilibrium and stability of those structures is the topic of physics. So I hope that by the end of the semester you will find a good reason to know the fundamental of physics and how they apply to your particular field of knowledge. In my particular case, since a very early age, I knew I was passionate about astronomy and I wanted to become an astronomer. So to become an astronomer, I had to study physics first, because astronomy is just one of those applied fields of physics. In this video, what you see is a computer simulation of the collision between two galaxies. I wanted to understand how some galaxies develop very peculiar structures, as you can see, as a result of this collision, rings that form in the blue galaxy. And this simulation explains then how the structures of some real observed galaxies are formed, like the case of the Caldwell galaxy that you see in the image. So I mentioned this because the physics that is required to run this simulation is the physics that we will learn in this course. All you need to put in the computer is how forces affect the motion of objects and how the gravitational force acts on objects or acts in different parts of the galaxies. So it's interesting to know that with very basic knowledge of physics, you can calculate very interesting phenomena such as the evolution of galaxies. Let's now move to the reading of our syllabus. To start, well, you have my personal information here, so you can have my email, my office, the location of my office, and my office hours. Please, even if the office hours are limited to a couple of hours per week, feel free to visit me in my office anytime you need me. If I am free at any time that you visit me, I will be happy to discuss with you your questions or concerns related to the course. The physics course has two components, as you already know. It has a lecture component, which is what I will be in charge, and there is a lab component as well that will be covered by other instructors. Both parts are a single unit. They are integrated in your total score as just one grade. So by the end of the semester, you have just one grade for the lab and lecture components. You cannot pass one component and repeat the next semester another. So you pass both with identical grades, or you fail both. So it's important you have this clear, because you cannot just engage in one of the components and plan to engage in a future semester in the other part of the component. They come together. So by the end of the semester, you will have in Wings one grade that corresponds to the weighted scores obtained in the lab and lecture sections. The materials that you will need, well, essentially we need a textbook. The textbook is available for free in the web. You can access this book online. You can access the book on an app that is ready for cell phones. The app is actually really nice. However, all the reading materials will be part of the textbook, and the reading materials will be available through links in our folio modules that will be published every week. In case you are one of those that prefer to have a physical copy of the book, there are available copies at the bookstore or in the website of the book, and those printed copies are actually very affordable compared to other commercial books. For the lab, we will use a lab manual that is an electronic lab manual, and you will need to buy an access code at the university store or go to the website of the platform. The platform is called Top Hat. In case you cannot pay immediately the cost of this platform, which is about $50, you can open 14 days free trial access while you get the resources to pay this course. So it's important that you have access available by the start of the second week of classes, because we will use the lab manual in the lab in the lab sessions of the second week of classes. Okay, so please be prepared for that. You will find more detailed instructions on how to open access to this Top Hat platform in the information module of Folio. Another important material that you need to get access to is Mastering Physics. Mastering Physics is a Pearson product, commercial product. You will have to pay for that $75 approximately if you buy it online, or you can buy an access code at the university store as well. So Mastering Physics is the platform that we will use to post weekly assignments that will be graded and count for your total score. It's important that you open access to this platform the first week of classes, because the first assignment is due the first Sunday after classes start. You will need as well a scientific calculator. You are not allowed to use cell phones as calculators during the exams, so you will need a scientific calculator. I have some models that are affordable, about $25 or $30, and you don't need a very expensive graphing calculator. It's enough if you have a scientific calculator. And again, if you need to buy one, check these models that I recommend. I have experience using those models, and I can recommend them for $25 or $20. You will need as well a laptop or an iPad, because in addition to the assignments that will be available electronically online, the exams will be available in Folio as well. And the software that is required to open the exams works only with laptops or with iPads. The software doesn't work with Chromebooks, unfortunately. So you will need to buy a laptop or an iPad if you don't have any of those devices, or get access to one of these devices for the test days. Your devices must have installed a working webcam because the exams are proctored through webcam, and you need to install a software that is called Respondus Lockdown Browser. This software is available for free through the university links. The university has paid licenses for our students, so the access to this software is free. There are more instructions on how to install this software in the information module of Folio. Now, the course is face-to-face, so we will meet twice a week in this room. You will meet once a week with your lab instructors, and but the course relies heavily on Folio to give you materials and to announce due dates of the assignments. It's important that you review very often the Folio page of the Folio page of the course. If you go to the content section of our course, you will find that every week I will post study materials with the date announced when those the assignments in each module are due. So, for example, for the first week of classes, you already have the module posted, and you will see that there are pages with a review of the material that we cover that week. There are videos that are recommended for you to view. So this material will help you understand the content of the course before you start the reading. It will facilitate your reading essentially. So you will find as well solved examples so that you learn how to apply the concepts that you learn in each module. You will find as well links to the reading assignments. When you click on these links, that should send you to the platform where reading assignments are posted. We will use a platform called Perusal to post the reading assignments. So you see here how the material is displayed, and you have to highlight and comment on the text that you read to get credit for the reading assignments. So more details on that on the How Perusal Works section of the first module published this week. So you will see here the orientation. So you see the orientation module has a section called How Perusal Works, and that explains in detail what you are expected to do to get credit for your reading assignments. After the reading assignments, you will find in your weekly modules a pre-lab assignment and the weekly Mastering Physics assignment with problems and concept questions for you to practice the concepts learned weekly. I have to mention as well a very important aspect of lab attendance. Lab attendance is mandatory. It's very important you come to each lab session and that you arrive on time. We have a lab attendance policy that says that if you accumulate 4 or more absences in the lab, you automatically get a fail grade in the course. So please keep that policy in mind and avoid missing lab sessions. It doesn't matter if you have documentation to validate your absences. 4 absences for whatever reason, documented or not, will become a fail in the course because we consider that an excessive absence from the lab. There are more details on lab attendance policy in the lab syllabus, so please check the lab syllabus to be aware of those policies. To give you support, the physics department has a physics tutoring room that opens Mondays to Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. You will find there professors and advanced physics students that are ready to help you with questions that you have about the material or to help you with the problems in your assignments. You will find me in that tutoring room on Thursdays only. The professors are rotated through the days of the week in that room, and you will find me there 5:30 to 7:30. So if you have questions, that is a very good time to discuss with me in deep your questions about the materials or get assistance if you need it to complete some assignment problems. Now for the evaluation components that will be weighted in your final total score. One of the most important components, of course, are the exams. You will have 3 midterm exams. The dates are announced in the syllabus. Each exam will be open in folio. So the exams are online and you have freedom to take the test from home, from the library, or from wherever is more convenient for you. Each exam will consist of about 16 multiple choice questions. About half of those questions are concept questions, so you don't need a calculator to find the answer to those questions. And the other half consists of mathematical problems. So you will need to do calculations, apply formulas to find the answer to those questions. The exams will be open on Tuesdays typically. So Tuesdays is lecture day, but we won't have lecture those days so that you can concentrate and work on your exams. The exams will be open from 10 a.m. and close at 3 p.m. So by 3 p.m., all the answers to your exams must be submitted online. I will be available in one of the lab rooms so that if you prefer to take the test in a controlled classroom environment with a computer, you will have that possibility. If you have technical issues with your computer or you don't have the required software or webcam, you can come to that proctored room and take the test with the computers that we have there. I will announce once we are close to the first test which one of the lab rooms will be used for proctor test depending on the availability of the rooms. For the final exam is scheduled on Thursday, May 2nd, and it will be online as well. It will be available in folio, the same as the previous midterm exams, but it will be open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. so that you have more freedom to choose the time that is convenient for you to take this test, but you must complete the test on May 2nd. The university has very strict policies related to the dates that final tests are applied. So I won't be able to open the exam for you before or after May 2nd. So please don't plan any trips or activities for that day because I won't be able to accommodate students willing to take the test at a different date. The final test has 24. The final test will consist of 24 concept questions that cover all the materials that you have learned in the semester and 8 problems that will be related to the materials covered after test number 3. So the materials that were not included in any of the previous midterm terms will be included with problems in the final test. But remember, the conceptual questions will cover all the topics learned during the semester. The same as the midterm exams, the items are all multiple choice, and you will have 2 hours. So you will have a little bit more time to complete the final test. Other components are weighted to calculate your total score. So in addition to the midterms and the cumulative final test, you will have the reading assignments and pre-lab assignments, the Master in Physics assignments with problems and concept questions, and the activities completed in the lab. So all these components are weighted to get a score of up to 100, and we convert that total score to a letter grade using the standard scale, right? So grades above 90 or equal to 90 or above, you get an A. Between 80 and 90, you get a B, and so on. And these are the most important points I want to emphasize from the syllabus. Please remember to read the syllabus. The syllabus is available in the orientation module in the content section of Folio. So you find the syllabus there. Please read the syllabus carefully. You have my contact information there. In case you have any question, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Always send emails to my georgiasouthern.edu email. I won't usually read emails sent from the Folio email. There are many other details in the syllabus as well that you must read. Remember, you have as well in the orientation module, you have the course calendar, you have the how to acquire your materials. I recommend you to take a look at this section before you start buying or trying to acquire your materials, because you will get instructions, detailed instructions on how to get each material there. So you have as well the how Perusa works section, where I give instructions on how to complete your reading assignments. And this section on how to succeed in this course is compilation of recommendations I have for you to perform better in this course. This is based on information I've gathered from students getting a good performance in this course. So please check all the files available in the orientation module, and don't hesitate to send me an email if you have any questions.